Hi, my name is Rachel, and today we're doing another Authors Behaving Badly. Today's author is J.D. Barker. J.D. Barker decided to send an interesting email to influencers, and by interesting I mean yikes! And then suddenly J.D. Barker's name was everywhere. According to Wikipedia, 53-year-old Jonathan Dylan Barker is a New York Times and international best-selling author of suspense thrillers, often incorporating elements of horror, crime, mystery, science fiction, and the supernatural. His debut novel, Forsaken, was a finalist for a Bram Stoker Award in 2014. The most recent thing that he wrote was an email that definitely felt unsettling to the people who received it, though not in a suspense thriller way. J.D. Barker is also the runner of a podcast, because of course he is. As you can see from his TikTok, this podcast has included interviews with names you might recognize, names who I myself have read from, like Riley Sager and Michael J. Sullivan. In January of 2023, an email was sent on J.D. Barker's behalf, allegedly by someone named Julia. This email was received by women bookish influencers, and it encouraged these influencers to help market J.D. Barker's next book with, and I quote, their naughty bits. J.D. Barker has a book set to release May 13, 2024, and he thought, hey, I've decided that my comp title is 50 Shades. I should not only try marketing to women, I should try to get women to market for me. What is the book that he wanted marketed? A 495-page book called Behind a Closed Door. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't know if I trust this man to write a 495-page book. I don't think suspense thrillers should be that long. I take a firm stance against that. The synopsis reads, Sugar and Spice is the latest app craze taking the world by storm, but for Abby and Brendan Hollander, downloading it leads to a dangerous game of life and death. When the app assigns them a series of increasingly taboo tasks, they soon find themselves caught up in a twisted web of seduction and violence in this sexually charged, dark thriller from New York Times bestselling author of The Fourth Monkey, master of suspense, J.D. Barker. This isn't a new concept. It sounds an awful lot like that movie, Nerve, with Emma Roberts, not Emma Thompson. That's a completely different person. Dave Franco and Emma Roberts in Nerve. So regarding this book, on January 23, this email went out to a shit ton of women who are book influencers, myself not included, but my friends were, and this email said to them, allegedly written by someone named Julia, by the way, J.D. Barker is back with his best novel yet, and he wants to pay you to promote it. Behind a Closed Door, soon to be a major motion picture. 50 Shaves, what? 50 Shaves. 50 Shaves. Okay. 50 Shades meets Dave Fincher's The Game. Would you kill a total stranger to save someone you love? Gives the book synopsis, and then it says, as one of the founders of Best of Book Talk. Is it really Best of Book Talk if I never heard of it before this? New York Times international best-selling author J.D. Barker regularly thinks outside the box. I think he should go back in the box. I think we were safer in the box. I don't know about you. Not only while writing, but when it comes to advertising. Oh, that's for sure. While some authors have found limited success promoting their own titles on platforms such as TikTok and Instagram, he knows people like you, the influencers, are far better at creating content and captivating the social media audience than he ever could be. He also understands how much work goes into those videos, and he wants to be sure you are fairly compensated. That in mind, he's developed the following pay scale based on total followers. So it has a huge pay scale. I would be surprised if they actually emailed people with over 750,000 followers. Like wow, that was a bold choice. And this pay scale goes from $100 to $2,400, although technically it says for anybody 750,001 or higher. The pay is negotiable. This scale, I'm gonna be honest, as somebody who gets paid by sponsors, I'd say it makes sense up to like the 500 mark, and then it starts to get wonky. This is not a pay scale that makes sense to me as somebody who gets paid to influence. That's weird. I mean, the people, I guess it's worth mentioning that the people I work with are like actual companies and are reputable and not a man trying to get me to show my titties. So, you know, I guess I'm asking for too much. How will this work? You request a copy, either a physical copy or a ebook. A copy of the book will be shipped to you. If you enjoy the book, create a video and submit a link here before going live with it on your platforms. Barker will personally review each video and either approve it, triggering payment, or offer suggestions to get it approved. So speaking again as somebody who gets paid to, so like in my contracts with I work with companies like Parade and Bellesa, typically in my contract, and this is not a contract, typically in my contract it says like how many suggestions they can make. It's typically like one. It's for reshoots, it's typically like they can ask for one reshoot. So this is this is super unprofessional is basically what I'm getting at. All the naughty bits that we're gonna get to in a second aside, wait, this setup, if you are a book influencer who's hoping to get sponsored, this is an email you should reject. I just want to keep you safe. And also, if you have a lawyer friend, ask them to look at your contracts. General rules for approval. The book's cover must appear in the video. That makes sense. The video must include hashtag sugar or spice behind a closed door. Am reading JD Barker. This book is spicy. Here are a few video ideas in the works by other influencers. Now, here's where it really goes. Also, the influencers, the alleged influencers who were like working on these videos, I never heard from them personally. I never saw them speaking up. So I doubt that that is true, and I don't love that we are misleading people in order to get them to show their tatas. Text, what kind of person do you think I am? Sugar or spice? Video, a playful image while the word sugar is on screen, then a fast cut to something racy when the word spice appears. Music, your choice. Wow, how thoughtful. Who doesn't like to relax with a good book? A camera pan up or down the body using only the book to cover up your naughty bits. Music, your choice though. Thoughtful. Text, where is the most taboo place you've ever had sex? Focus the camera on influencer for 10 to 15 seconds, holding the book or pointing at a digital image of the book, then quick flash to their taboo place for half a second. I'm confused as to what the recommendations would be for taboo place, because like public sex is technically illegal. So like, is sex on the, so you just show a beach? Because I feel like that's pretty tame. I have a sneaking suspicion that's not what's being asked here. So what are we asking for? These are just suggestions. Are they suggestions or are they ideas that other influencers are doing? Weird. You're welcome to use them for your video or come up with something on your own. Half the fun of something like this is to let creativity rule. Yes, half the fun at this point, which is actually negative fun. I'm not having any fun. The content of the video is entirely up to you. As long as it's promoting behind a closed door, it will be eligible, so get creative. Questions? No problem, just shoot me an email. Best of luck, Julia. And then the email ends with praise for JD Barker from people like James Patterson, who definitely writes his own books. Great. Here were some of the responses from women about this.
This just makes me so uncomfortable and just feels so creepy and predatory to me. Goodbye.
Because nobody admits anything they've done! Girl, I'm just a girl in the world. It's possible I'm still in shock. I'm gonna go to my room and process what just happened.
Women were, understandably, really fucking uncomfortable with this because it's predatory. He was asking women to submit videos of themselves where they were covering up their naughty bits, asking for spicy videos of themselves that they would submit, and then they would get looked at and may or may not get approved, and they may or may not get paid. Okay. And you were gonna pay them $100 if they had 5,000 followers. $100 for racy photos of themselves that you would first approve. Got it. Okay. So the reaction across the board was disgust, as it should be. He then sends a follow-up email. The message you received from my account was not issued by me, nor was it approved by me. It was sent by one of the many PR firms I hired to promote my latest title. We are working with influencers on multiple social media campaigns, and while some of those influencers have suggested racier posts to tie in with the theme of the book, that is not the heart of the campaign. Yeah, no, I don't think that happened. I can't say for sure, but I have a sneaking suspicion that that is not true. I don't think that that's true. I don't think that it was the influencer's idea to do racy photos of themselves that they would get paid $100 for. Because I don't do that for $100. I can't speak for other people, but I wouldn't do that for $100. The individual who edited this message chose to include these racier suggestions while editing out the others. Julia didn't seem to come forward when this happened. So again, that was not the intent of the campaign. Had I seen this message before it went out, I would have stopped it. Ultimately, this is on me. Correct. I should have not not have allowed an outside firm to access my email account. That has been corrected. You had it came from your email and the PR firm used your email to send it out. I don't think that's what happened. Like, I get emails from PR like, does this guy think influencers are stupid? I think he thinks that we're stupid. That's why he's willing to pay those of us who have 5,000 followers $100 to show our tatas. If I get I get emails from PR companies. They don't email you from the author's email. That doesn't happen. I think that he meant to send it from his PR email and then didn't. That's what it looks like to me. I don't know. I apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused you. Yeah, it's not inconvenience. It was actually discussed. Thank you. An even longer statement was made to Twitter, and actually it's even worse. Even worse, actually. Can you believe that? On January 23rd, an email went out on my behalf to known book talk influencers without consideration of age or gender from a company I own. Wait, did minors get this email? Oh no. The part about gender, it's possible that some men got this, but I didn't see any men talking about it. Not that it's unlikely, it's just that I didn't see any men talking about it. If you know of a guy who got this email, let me know. Because I want to see a man's thoughts on this. The email detailed several video ideas that were in keeping with events that occur in the book, A Work of Fiction. Those ideas were followed by, these are just suggestions, you're welcome to use them for your video or come up with something on your own. Wait, I thought you said they were the influencers' ideas. Which one is it? Half the fun of something like this is to let creativity rule. The content of the video is entirely up to you. As long as it's promoting behind a closed door, it will be eligible, so get creative. This campaign was never approved. The email wasn't meant to go out without a substantial rewrite, but through a chain of errors, it did. I just don't buy this. I take full responsibility for that. Yeah, but you're not though, because you're saying that something happened that I don't think happened and most people don't think happened. So I think you're taking responsibility for a version of this that is lighter, that doesn't implicate you as being creepy, and you're not taking responsibility for you being creepy. I'm horrified such a message was released, and I deeply regret the hurt I've caused to those who received it. I have nothing but respect for the writing community and the people who champion it, and I've let all of you down. I have nothing but the deepest respect for women. I'm a husband, I'm a father. I'm gonna have to stop you there. Let me give you another example of a time that this has happened, except it's not about women. This time, it's about a different group of people. Whenever one person who is not of a particular group of people, okay, people group, person, says something shitty about people group, they say, well, but I treated a person in this people group nicely, or I have some of them in my vicinity who I don't treat like shit, ignoring that misogynistic behavior exists on a spectrum, ignoring that racist behavior exists on a spectrum, ignoring that homophobia exists on a spectrum. This same line is used by the homophobes who are trying to get queer books taken out of my Hillsborough County District school system. They stand up at the podium and tell my kids' school board, I'm not homophobic, I have a gay friend. I don't care. I am standing behind you, a queer person, telling you, you are being homophobic. You just allow a queer person to exist in your vicinity. And then they tend to lie and say, my queer friend agrees with me. I don't think your queer friend exists, but that's another topic for another day. Another person who did this was Kate Stewart, although it wasn't really Kate who did it, it was Kate's friends. Kate Stewart said some kind of shitty stuff about the Latina community, specifically the Mexican community, in her book, and her friend was like, well, I'll have you know that Kate grew up around Mexican people and the first person she ever slept with was a Mexican guy. And it's like, hey, I don't know how to explain to you that sleeping with somebody, fathering somebody, mothering somebody, allowing these people in your vicinity does not actually make you not shitty towards them or not hold on to shitty beliefs about them or not do shitty things towards them. That's not how it works. My own husband has had to unpack a lot of misogyny. So have I, and I'm a woman. You don't just get an anti-misogyny passport stamp just because you decided to marry a woman and become a father. That's not how that works. It's a very basic concept. I'm a little sad that I have to still explain it to other people. There is no excuse for the insensitivity demonstrated by my actions. The weight created by those actions is inexcusable. I can and will do better. The written word is something I cherish. Words have power. Yeah, but you still haven't taken accountability for the fact that you created the PR company. Julia hasn't come forward, meaning I think Julia is you. I think you wrote that email. I think you wrote the email from your own email account and said, send it to me. Send your racy videos to me for approval and then I might pay you. Sometimes they can hurt more than the most dangerous weapon. Knowing I've wielded the weapon and injured is something that will weigh on me for the remainder of my days. If you were impacted by this, I am truly sorry. I don't think he is sorry. I think think that he is sorry that this had such backlash. I think this is something he'd been considering a while, judging by part of his website, which I will read to you real quick. TikTok, are you the queen of your own TikTok empire? International best-selling author J.D. Barker is looking for influencers with a strong presence on TikTok and the marketing savvy to figure out how to promote books on the TikTok platform. Do you like to read at the beach, at a mountain retreat, in a pool overlooking the ocean, dancing in your kitchen? Film a video holding one of J.D. Barker's books and include the hashtag #AmReadingJD in your post, and he may find a way to put you on the payroll. He's looking for the smartest, most creative influencers out there. Is that you? Only one way to find out. Why not get paid for going viral? Bitch, do you know how hard it is to go viral? And like, the video that you never expect to go viral is always the one that does. Judging by his use of the word queen in there, he wanted to use TikTokers to market, particularly women TikTokers, and wasn't really interested in going in about that in a way that was appropriate or even like humanizing to women. If you very particularly want to use a marketing campaign where people pose like nude or nude-ish with your book, there might be spicy content creators who do that, who you can commission. But you need to do your due diligence to find them, ask about their fees, and not pay $100 for somebody with a 5,000 follower count. That's incredibly low. Do right by them in creating a contract. Don't ask them to send you that content for free that you may or may not approve with no strings attached. Like, you need to work up a contract first if you're gonna have them send in that stuff. You need to have that contract in writing. This is just not how these things are done. I think I can guess what this man's takes on sex work and OnlyFans are. J.D. Barker was dropped by his agent and has continued posting on Twitter like none of this ever happened. Hi there. This was filmed back in February and I never posted it, and now I'm glad I did because I don't have to do a part 2 in order to show you this updated clip. This is a TikTok from somebody who saw J.D. Barker talking about this thing that he did this month. It happened April 4th-ish, so this is an update that I don't have to do a part 2 for. So yay me putting this video off, go me. So the clip that I'm going to show you is, in my opinion, and all of this video is my opinion, in my opinion, shows that what I have thought this whole time was that J.D. Barker did something shitty and made a fake ass apology over it, and his talking about it now in this upcoming clip is proof of that for me personally. You can think what you want, but that's my opinion.
So J.D. Barker is back. He joined one of the biggest Facebook reader groups. He is currently self-promoting the book that caused all the controversy on Book Talk to begin with. It has been pointed out in the group multiple times the actions that he allegedly committed. Most of the group either seems to not care or is actively defending him, as you can see here.
I also hate this thing on his website that says, did I make a no-no? Did one of my characters check the safety on his 38? Something Mr. Deaver was kind enough to point out 38s do not have. Did I reference the 58th floor on a famous landmark that only has 40 floors? Did you find the word at in my text when it should have said an? Is one of my characters taking a schizophrenia medication to treat allergies? A dog should have 4 legs, unless of course the character calls for a 3-legged dog. If you find an error, this is the place to report it. Just drop me a line with the form below. Be sure to include the book title, chapter, and page number, unless it's one of those newfangled ebooks, and so we can fix it before somebody else stumbles over the mistake and trips their way to the novel's no doubt riveting conclusion. If you would do research, you're not researching schizophrenia medication, or you're not researching the medications you're putting into your book, your editor isn't helping you with that, you're not hiring beta readers, like, I think that you just don't care about anything. Like, I think that you care about being a successful author and not creating quality content and working with influencers who you actually see as people. I just think that you're kind of shitty. I think you're kind of shitty. I feel deeply uncomfortable with this. So I would never work with this guy, and I encourage you, if you are a bookish influencer, please keep yourself safe. Please always ask for contracts. If you get an email that you're like, should I do this or not? Ask a friend, ask a larger influencer who might have experience in dealing with contracts and stuff. Reach out for help. Nobody has influencers back but influencers. Please reach out for help. I think that this is something that I can't speak for Readers for Accountability, but I think that this is something that you could report to Readers for Accountability, and somebody in there, which is now, it's like a large group of people, somebody in there will get back to you on whether or not like you should follow up with certain emails. Because again, there's no influencer union. The only people who have influencers' backs are influencers. So reach out to them. You are not alone. If authors are doing weird shit in your emails, report it to somebody. That's it. That's all I have to say. What a fucking creep. Ew, no, thank you, goodbye. But that's my final thoughts. Ew, no, thank you, goodbye. Ew, no, thank you, goodbye. Always ask for contracts. Like, there's nothing wrong with like spicy content. I'm for it, right? I'm absolutely for spicy content surrounding books. I am for sex work in all of its different shades. I am very pro sex work. What I'm not pro is men thinking it's appropriate to cold ask women to do that with no contract and for a low fee, and to send it in with no contract. Are you kidding? You want women to send in racy photos to you, no contract? Anyways, that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. Leave your comments and questions down below. I will see you next time. Please don't do this if you're an author. Okay, bye.
Hello, it's Trashcan Rachel, and I'm just here to say thank you for being a friend to my Therapy Bills patrons, and those are Alexander, Brittany Bobitney, Cammy, Choco's Waiting for Not All Men podcast, Chris, Dalton, DJ Rocktopus, Ellie, Emperor's New Blues, Aaron with 2 E's, Eric, Ethel Go Lightly, Galaxy Bot, Jack, Jill, Jess, John E, Julie D, Kelly No K, Casey McKenzie, Kate W, Caitlin M, Quinn, Lady Kittybug, Lemon Jelly, Lex, Lily B, Max B, Mixer Boneless, Alice, Panoramic Demon, Peggy Lou, Rain, Reese, SJ, Samar, Scarlet, Shiny, SMK, Spoopy, Steph B, 2 Orbit, White Raven 13, Zorvictia, and Chai Guy. Thank you all so much for being here and being a friend. And last but not least, before I go, I have to say thank you for being a friend to my Potato Starch Marxist patrons, and those are Alejandra, Alicia, Amanda, Amanda D, Andy, Angelica, Anita, Artie the Ninth, Ashley H, Ava, Ballads and Bookends, Beck, Blake Lemon Pants, Blythe, Bookish Bats, Bookish Brain Rot, Bree, Caitlin, Cardinal Ginger, Carlin, Casper, Kate W, Catherine, Kathy, Chris, CJ, Clementine, Cole, Colleen, Corwin, Cosmic, Danielle, Darren, Deborah, Diet Goth, Dilf Enthusiast, Dorian, Dorothea, E.T. Cosgrove, Ebby, Emerald Dodge, Emily A, Emily L, Emma, Aaron, Ezra, Fiona, Gadarn, Hannah C, Harpy Kuro, Haley G, Ilianaka, India Inks, J.M. Tennant, Jakenna, Jay is on Olympus, Jelly V, Jen Michelle, Genderqueer, Jenny G, Jessa Sue, Jillian, Jojo Bookish, Kat, Catherine, Katie L, Kaylee, Kayala, Kendra, Kiara, Laughing Cat Dog, Laura, Lauren, Lazarus Ray, Library of Scars, Lindsay M, Lisa B, Lisa L, LP, Luciri, Lustful Octopus, Martin, Madison, Man-Eating Plant, Marcella, Marquita, Malara, Mentally Unwell, May, Molly, James, Natalie, Never, Nicole G, Nicole R, Nyan Binary, Paige P, Penny Chilling, Foxglove, Rachel B, Reba, Rebecca, Rivi, Ronnie, Rosie, Rowan, Sequoia, Sadie, Sakia Lume, Samantha, Sammy, Sarah, Sarah the Bear, Sarah Z, Shamed, Shannon, Sheen Onion, Sean, T. Delegati, Tay, Talia, 3 Old Dogs, Tiana, Toast, Trashcan Teddy, Tito Phoenix, and Writer A. Thank you all so much for being a friend.